Joining us once again, defense attorney Jeff Gold. All right, Jeff, what did I miss there? Help clarify some more here what happened.
Well, the defense came out cracking again, once again asking for a mistrial. The judge yesterday had offered them to strike the testimony, the entire testimony of the second witness, Tom Pontarelli, who had found the body. Instead, the defense again renewed their motion for a mistrial and told the judge, how is it fair to Mr. Peterson that every witness is being portrayed as being afraid of him? They're trying to say that he is a bad guy and then he is guilty because he's a bad guy. And there was no evidence of that, Judge. So the state came back and said they were not doing this purposeful. The judge decided in the end that if the defense was not happy with excluding the entire testimony, he would simply give a curative instruction, and that's what he's done. He's told this jury not to reference any of the testimony about the bullet whatsoever, and has informed them that's because of the way the state's attorney has played this game.
All right.
Beyond that, we have got into the next witness, who is the EMT on the scene, the first uniformed officer to be in front of this jury. I think the jury is very attentive to him. He's discussed exactly how that body looked and felt to him. And if I just look at my notes for a second, he will say that he said that the skin was cold to touch, but it was dry and it was waxy. Her hair, however, was damp and matted. He did not see any towels around the tub at the time.
And that, okay. Couple things there. Let's backtrack one more before we leave the whole topic of Tom Pontarelli and whether or not there was a bullet, which probably is the way the prosecution admitted. They couldn't prove that it was Drew Peterson who left a bullet in the guy's driveway, some kind of message. But everyone talks about you can't unring the bell. The jury's heard that. They get the inference. Does that stick with the jury or not? If you're Peterson's defense, are you upset about this? Or are you worried that could have lasting effects in this case?
Look, of course, that's what the defense is worried about and why they wanted a more dramatic remedy, which was not only a mistrial, but they wanted a mistrial with prejudice, which meant the case would be over and they would have won the case. So they were looking for a grand slam home run on that. This type of evidence was nowhere near that level of requiring that level of a sanction. That was the nuclear bomb, and the judge ended up giving, a minor slap on the hand, basically, to the state. It's tangential evidence at best about this. There's still lingering the other issue from the day before about the person that was apparently offered $25,000 to be a hitman, so to speak.
Right.
Well, that has been excluded, and again, the state was admonished on the first day. It seems from what the state is saying now that they're still going to try to get that in, and they said today that they're going to try to use that evidence of a hitman for $25,000 as evidence that he committed this crime, not as a bad act in the past, but that this is somehow related to this case. Right. You will see.
Yeah, well, I mean, the prosecution wants the message, hey, he wanted her dead. Hence, he's hiring a hitman. Last one, and you had just mentioned it, EMT on the stand saying, the way I understand it, he's testifying, he goes, finds Kathleen Savio's body, there's no towel. Then in police photos, there is a towel. Inference there is Drew Peterson staging a crime scene. Who's winning that argument right now?
Well, that's a very interesting one. Certainly, it's the best evidence the state has where they can put witnesses on and say there's no bath mat, there's no towels. The victim's hair was down, not up. These are things that especially the women jury will react to. They know they don't go in the tub without a mat. They know they have a towel ready when they're out. They know they put their long hair up. These are things that will help the state, certainly. But this EMT was looking at a picture, and that picture had the towel in it, which right now he's saying was not there at the time. But there's also these other towels. They're being called hand towels. But there are towels that seem to have been there in the beginning, too. So it's controverted, but it's the best evidence that the state has so far.
Got it. And by the way, we're looking at pictures of Drew Peterson's fourth wife, Stacy, who's been missing since 2007. Jeff, always great stuff. Thanks again for the update. We'll talk soon as this trial continues.